and they couldn't find a lot of information because, quite frankly, a lot of the information on the internet isn't right. But in any case, they come up with a proposal for the first meeting. So what they do is they take the guy out to dinner. It happens to be a man. Takes him out to dinner. That's going to soften him up. Then they're going to shift that proposal underneath the guy's face and say, hey, you ought to buy from us. And they actually think it's going to work. It hasn't worked. Ever. Ever, they told me. It hasn't worked, but they still do it.
Well, that's kind of like prescribing before diagnosing.
Of course. I couldn't believe I looked at this and I said, are you serious? You don't even know the person. Well, that's not true. We talked to him 44 years ago. No, you don't know him. And they're going in with a proposal. And the proposal is so weak and it's so irrelevant to what the person is about, because we don't know what the person's about yet until we meet him, that it's ridiculous to do that. It's just beyond me. But people still do that. People still go in with proposals on that first meeting thinking they're going to close.
Yeah. So I guess the long and short of this is, understand the requirements, the needs. These people are educated, but really do some probing to find out, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Does this make sense? Does this not make sense?
That's right. When I open up a sales call and I say to the person, I'm just curious, have you done sales training before? What have you thought about? How's it worked? How did you get to that particular trainer? Or if you haven't done it, why haven't you done it? All those questions give me a picture of that person. Then it allows me to focus in on how I can best help them. Sales training is one of those anomalies that you go, what does it do? And it won't do anything unless there's reinforcement. So a lot of people do sales training simply because they're supposed to do it, but it doesn't do anything unless you reinforce it, unless you have a good program, unless the instructors are good, and all those variables. And it's the same with everything else. It's not just buying it. It's got to work for them, and you have to make the recommendation how to get the best results.
Absolutely. Hey, so one of the ones too is when you're selling against an entrenched supplier.